The best tip I can give you guys with something like this, when you just get caught off guard, do your best to stay calm. The more you panic, the more anxiety, the more things that happen, it's going to be harder and harder to get out of those situations well, right? So it's just like over time, try to get better and better at those things, right? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Realize you're just playing a game, right? And try to just stay focused on what you need to do. It's much easier said than done. But if over time, if you continue to keep thinking that and just slowly work your way to get better and better, you'll get better and better at handling these situations. You'll make it out of them more. So, boom. Immediately, what happens in that situation? This guy starts shooting. Okay? First thing, where's the guy shooting from? Okay? We located where the guy's shooting from. Next thing, either get to cover or you're going to have to take the fight. And that's going to be like a split-second decision you need to make in the heat of the moment. If the guy's right in front of you, right then, with no cover, you might have to take the fight. It depends on where the guy's at, right? In this situation, we see the tree, he's shooting. I was kind of trying to dodge back and forth. And then it's like, okay, he's got a really good spot. If I hold this fight at this angle inside this shack, he's going to have hard cover. I'm already low. Best thing we can do, get to the back of the shack. Get to the back of the shack, hit a med. Okay? Notice there, what I'm doing when I'm hitting the med, I'm seeing what this guy's doing. I'm kind of jiggle peeking him. You notice that? I'm jiggle peeking him, just barely. Because we go behind this shack, we need to gather the info of, okay, is this guy going to push? Is he going to sit at the tree? If he's pushing me, now he's moving into the open. He has no cover. If we peek this shack, we're going to be able to like head peek the shack. Or it's a very small target, we're going to be able to take him out. And that's what ends up happening here. By jiggle peeking like that, we see he moves into the open. Now he's screwed. He has no cover. He's in the open. We've immediately flip-flopped this fight. You see this? We went from being the guy that was screwed to immediately be this guy. He made the decision to push me when I'm at the shack by gathering the info, jiggle peeking. Now he's moving to the open. We can take advantage of this. Boom. Take him out. Easy as that. Easy as that. I bet some people are just like, yeah, it's not that easy though. I'm telling you, over time, you start doing these small little things, it gets real easy. It gets real easy, okay? So yo, take this guy out. What did I tell you earlier in the video? You just got in a fight. We just got multiple fights. Should expect another one. There could be another guy around here. There could have been a dude in the building, anywhere else. We get shot. Right? Another guy. Immediately, what am I trying to do here? Check my health. How much damage I take? We're like 100. I'm peeking. Realize the weapon too. He's got a sniper rifle, right? One-shot weapon. Don't want to get headshot. Make yourself a hard target. Where's this guy likely firing from? From behind a tree, a rock, those sort of things. So I'm like jiggle peeking still back and forth here while I'm hitting this med. I'm trying to gather info. Didn't see him, right? Not sure where he's at. If we stay in the same spot at the shack at this moment, he knows where we're at, okay? If he's not peeking me and I can't see him, this is the great thing about first person. If I can't see him, he can't see me, right? So we're going to use this. We're going to use this to reposition. But in this moment, we look back, we see him moving, okay? So now I know what he's doing. He's kind of coming at an angle. He's either going to end up going to this tower, or maybe he's going to try to play aggressive and push us. It's probably the only two things he's really going to do. But note that too. When you're playing first person, if you can't see them, they can't see you. He knew I was at the shack beforehand, but if he's not peeking, I can reposition at that moment. Back up, flank, etc. There he was. He just moved. So I'm moving away at this moment. Now, I'm constantly checking my back because I want to see if he's pushing into me. We want to try to determine, is this guy coming after me or is he just going to try to get to zone? I think he's trying to chase. I thought I had seen him. But honestly, I don't think I did. It's probably like a bush rendering weird or something. So now we're moving in. What did we notice? This is a good thing. Trying to have like awareness during the game. We just heard an explosion go off this direction towards these houses. So we got a guy coming in behind us. We got these explosion happening in front of us. You see this fight happen at the rock. Potato. And I'm still checking my back. Still seeing where this guy's at, right? And then that shot goes off. We know that's him. He's trying to snipe us. Land a pretty... It was a pretty good flick on this guy. Mainly at this moment, I'm just going to continue to try to move a lot, right? I know there's a guy behind me. It honestly was a little greedy to try to fight these guys at the rock. Often in this situation, what you'd want to do, say, depending on your skill level, you're probably just going to want to get to the zone. Probably just want to get inside the buildings, and you can fire on these guys once you're there and from cover. It's pretty risky when you got this guy sniping at us from behind. But the thing is, you can play this way, but you have to constantly be moving, right? You can't make it you're an easy target. This guy has a sniper rifle behind me. Keep moving back and forth, etc. If you're going to play a more aggressive playstyle, you always want to be moving. Be unpredictable. Don't let them figure out what the heck you're doing. Also, just something to realize, like, the sniper took one shot at us, and he never fired again after that, right? You can kind of start filling this out in the game. It's like, I just got shot from this guy, or I got shot from this guy, but if he doesn't continue to fire, he's probably moving, right? He's probably doing something else. Still checking for him. And now we're ahead. We're inside the zone, right? We've got some cover. We see this guy moving out across the street. End up bodying him behind the building. Still checking for the sniper behind me. So, zone's moving. I'm thinking, okay, I've got a couple options here. As a teleporter, I can TP. I could just try to run the bridge, play from the bridge, maybe hold everybody out because of how the circle is, right? Very limited space now in the circle. So if anybody tries to play on this side, it's going to be pretty easy to spot them. They all have to play pretty much on this tiny little edge of the cliff. If someone starts moving across the water, very easy target in this. They can't fight you. 10 soldiers. Sitting ducks, basically, sitting when they're swimming in the water. So I'm still checking for this sniper. At this point, I'm thinking he's probably moved to the buildings because he's not, obviously, stopped shooting from the forest. He's probably flanked in over here. He's probably playing in these buildings. One other thing he could have done, made a move early across this, the water into zone. So, I'm getting shot at by this guy, still constantly moving because we know there's very likely a guy behind us. At the house. Also, we hear that the shot is coming from the house. Next thing, boom. Now we got a very interesting situation. We got a guy at the house looking at us. We know there's a player on our other side. And we've got this guy now driving down the bridge at us. Try to land a headshot on him. Couldn't do it. And this is where being a TP'er or a teleporter really comes in handy. I'm just in this, like, oh shit situation. And your oh shit situation, get out of jail free card is your teleport, right? So I start moving, got all this going down, and I'm like, okay, wait, no, I just TP. Just make a decision, teleport, get the hell out of there, right? If you're playing teleporter, you get in an oh shit situation, that's like your get out of jail free card. So immediately teleport, and we TP'd to this little island in the middle of the water. Luckily, I've never played on this island before. Didn't know anything, honestly, about it. I just knew there was a giant rock in the water. And so we teleport there, and there ends up being this, like, really good dip in this rock. And I'm like, dude, this dip, we can just sit here, chill for a second, and there's really only one angle someone's going to be able to shoot me from this rock, and it's this angle, so. Once again, we're being patient here. We see these two start shooting at each other, right? or the one starts shooting at the other guy, wasn't really an easy target when he's jumping, moving across the field. So we don't want to take that shot and give away where we're at with our sniper. Now, this guy starts shooting at him, completely standing still. I can easily headshot that guy. This guy just drive his truck. It made that shot of the dude jumping over the wall much easier because we were perfectly lined up, right? If he was jumping at an angle, then it's like, okay, we're gonna have to lead him and to hit. We're gonna basically have to lead him to hit the shot, right? Anytime someone's moving perfectly in line with you, makes the shot much easier because you just shoot directly at them, right? Shoot directly at them if they're ever moving completely in line with you. If they're moving left to right, then you have to kind of predict a little bit more. So we end up looking back across this town. See this guy shooting on our right. He's firing at this guy in the water. He ended up killing him. Easy headshot because he's distracted finding this other guy. Now we've seen this one guy here. We know quite a few are behind us. We know at least the one guy from the zone edge. This is the stage of the game. When you start getting within the top 10, you really want to start trying to track people if you can. And you can get better and better at this over time. But you might find that trying to do it in the top 10 might be a little bit too much. It depends on the person. Maybe you like wait until it gets like top 8, top 7. But you want to start noting, okay, there's 5 other players left in this game, in this situation. Where are the 5 other players at? Okay, we got one guy on this north side of the circle. We got one guy over here playing this edge. We got one guy over here shooting, right? You can start adding this up and figure out where all the players are at. Remember what I said about people crossing water? As soon as this guy got in the water, we knew he was a sitting duck. He's pretty much dead. If you get spotted in the water, it's going to be very rare that you live.
Survival bonus.
So now we're looking for the other guy that was moving in from the edge. Waiting for a good shot. He starts moving in the same line, right? Then we're going to shoot at him because it's more predictable. So now we only got 4 of the players left, right? And we finally end up landing that headshot. He's staying in the same spot, just constantly keep firing off to see if we can get him. Makes it real easy when we're playing in a spot like this. Since we had this good dip, it's just like pop up, shoot, pop up, shoot. You don't want to expose yourself for a long period of time. Something to note. We just seen those 2 guys fighting, right? We killed the one. He never ended up killing the other guy, so we know there's still a guy over on that right side. Now, what I'm seeing, what am I doing here? I'm seeing, is this in the zone? I'm pinging it, and I'm seeing it. Okay, that's outside the zone, right? Trying to gauge, like, the circle on the map. So I'm like, okay, that's way too far. Let's mark the center of the zone. When you mark the center of the zone, it gives you a much better idea. You can kind of visualize where the circle is when you're looking in-game. Just, so not a half bad idea. If you have, like, a hard time trying to figure out exactly where the zone is and kind of visualizing where the zone is, you can mark the center of the circle just to make it much easier to do so. So at this point, I realized, okay, when you start moving in, and you see what I did. I went to the rocks rather than just going straight into the water. I don't know how deep this was, but you get slowed when you're in water. And like I said, very much a sitting duck. So if you can make your way across rocks, etc., much better than going into water. One player is going to be on our right because they didn't end up dying in that fight, I think. Mm-hmm. So you see, I'm doing this during the game. I'm trying to start tracking. Okay, where are these guys at? One's on our right. I see him, right? I see him right here. Get into this fight with him. What did I do? I marked him. Right? Marked him. And then I turn. Teleport him behind him. Makes it an easy kill. This play, though, I'll be straight up. This play was pretty risky to do. This play was pretty risky to do. It might not have been the best play in the heat of the moment. Mainly due to the fact we know this guy's on our right. Okay? We know this guy's on our right. Now, knowing that he's over here and where I was, you can pretty much start to figure out, okay, likely these other guys they have to be playing in this general area. If they're not in that general area, they would have probably fought either me or this guy, right? So before that fight even happens, we should start to think, okay, very likely there's going to be a guy on this left side of the bridge, if not two. If not two of them.
Target down.
So we end up engaging this guy. I pull out the sniper. Why did I pull out the sniper in this situation? Because I heard the DMR shots of this guy, right? So I'm in the open here. If this guy starts shooting at me, I can maybe get off like a sniper shot on him to either really damage him, kill him, or scare him to pop back into cover and give me time to get to zone. So still moving around a lot. Make myself hard to hit if someone engages me at this moment. We got 2 players left. I realize, okay, this guy's not peeking right now. So either maybe he got distracted with another guy. He's hiding. Could be a bunch of different stuff, but checked the gear right there. Kind of a greedy play, honestly, at this point. Didn't really need to do that.
Shot at from like over the hill. 2 players left.
When it starts to get to the end of
There's
game.
gotta be...
A good way to think about things is, okay, what's the gear I have right now? How much of a benefit am I really going to get from looting something else? Like, is the risk of looting something else really worth it if I've already got really good gear?
close to each other.
Nope. So, what did I just say? These guys are probably pretty close to each other. Mainly because it's like where I was playing, if someone was behind me on the bridge or something, they would have already shot at me. We know where the guy on the right was. So it's like if anyone's out around him, they're probably going to fight him. Since no one shot on either of us, we kind of know that these areas of the zone, there's very likely to be a player in.
One's in the water. The other guy should push.
So we start engaging this guy. This guy at this moment was pretty screwed. He really only had one play. He's going to have to swim around the far side, right? If he comes towards us, anything like that, we're going to take him out. The next thing I said, this other guy very well might push right here. Because you hear the last, if you know you're in a top 3 situation and the other 2 are fighting, the other guy's going to often try to third party. So you need to know that. Whenever you're fighting in a top 3 situation, you get in that fight first, the other guy should be looking to third party you. Most of the time they're going to do that. So it's like I was looking to see where this guy is, and I'm also paying attention to the ridge here. I start hearing footsteps, I see someone peek up, I'm going to immediately shoot at that guy. Just making sure this guy under the bridge wasn't going to still play there and like wasn't going to try to swim into me. Start leveling this up. The one last thing I did here, since this guy was in the water and it was hard to see him once he went lower, it was very unlikely, but a possibility that he could try to circle around in the water and like flank us. So we just wanted to check real fast to see if this guy was doing that. So I guess something to, like, a tip, if you're not doing this, you need to, like, be figuring out what are my opponent's moves from this situation, right? What are my opponent's moves? This guy in the water, it's like he's very likely going to swim to the other side, but there is a small chance maybe this guy's freaking a maniac and he's, like, going to try to do some flank maneuver. So let's just make sure he's not doing the flank maneuver. Take the split second to check our back, right? So now what do we know? This other guy didn't push us. So we know where the last 2 people basically were. We got dudes swimming in the water, right? And we had the DMR guy that was shooting at us earlier. DMR guy's on the far side. Water guy just swam on that side. If I play this slow at this point, they're very likely going to fight each other because now they're close. Now they're close to each other, right? The odds are they're going to end up fighting. Also, one more thing to note. They're in the zone, too. Okay? They're in the zone, too. Usually, once players are inside the zone, they're usually not going to make a move outside of it. Like some big flank, anything like that, it's usually not going to happen. Right? Usually when someone's in the zone, they're going to stay there. So, made it less likely that they're going to try to push me in that moment. So, what ends up happening? They end up fighting. So, I'm just sitting back. I'm watching kill feed at this moment, and I'm just playing the edge, and I'm just watching. Just an observer right now. What's going to take place? I hear the guy on the right kills the dude on the left. We now know from sound exactly pretty much where this guy is. He doesn't know where we are, right? He just got in a fight, all of that. Now we're the guy coming in on the third party. We don't want to... We want to try to take advantage of this as soon as we can. Because he's got just barely got in this fight. He's kind of probably a little bit... What's the word? He's kind of like frazzled a little bit because he's kind of in a fight. Now we're immediately going to engage too. It's kind of that thing from earlier. You know how when we were at the shack, how I told you guys, the dudes at the tree, you got to stay calm. A lot of people aren't going to stay calm, right? A lot of people aren't going to stay calm once they just barely got in a fight. Anxiety's going to go up. Nerves are going to go up. All these things. So if you engage right after someone's fought, you have all those things working in your favor too. You have all those things working in your favor as well. So he's at this rock. I took some shots at him. He goes behind the rock. He's metting up, right? He's only got this rock to play at this moment. If he goes out either direction, with where we're playing, we can kind of peek up over this little like ledge we got. Right? So we can move around. We have mobility. He's playing at a rock. He doesn't. Okay, so use the mobility to your advantage whenever you got like a ridge like this. And if they're at the rock, they can only put that one spot. What are we going to do? We're just start whooping, just chucking nades. We're making a mortar strike right now on this guy's rock. Just boom. Just nade. And then we see he moves out. His options right here, he's either sitting at the rock and he's going to eat all these grenades or he's going to have to move. So we force him to move into the open, and then we take advantage of that. Take him out. Easy, bitch. Woo! Boom! That was a good one right there. Was a good one. That was a good one. So, yo, if you guys are watching this over on YouTube, you guys really enjoyed that, make sure you hit the sub button over on YouTube. Give it a thumbs up. Maybe drop a comment down below, whatever you thought about the video. If you guys enjoyed that, let me know. I'll do more of them in the future. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and maybe come out and check out the Twitch channel if you guys haven't ever checked it out. Sick. So what do you guys think, chat? What do you think? Any questions, anything like that? Make it look easy. You gotta realize, bro, been doing this a while now. Been focused at getting better and better at Battle Royales for 7 years. You say all that again? Yeah, you can watch it all again on the YouTube channel. If anyone's in here and you haven't subbed to the YouTube yet, link in the chat. Only question I had, when the guy was in the water and potential third party was around, why did you craft and was it risky? So I had a level 2 or 1 helmet at that point, and I really wanted to get up to a level 4. With where we're playing, we're playing down in like that. We're playing down next to the water, right? There's like the rocks ahead of us and a ridge. Very likely, if the guy's going to push us, we're going to hear him, right? We're going to hear him like run up, sneak up, walk up. Could have he made that play? Yes. But I was aware of it. Like when we're making the helmet, I'm thinking to myself, this guy could push me right now. So it makes it a little less risky just because of the fact of like, I know that he could push. And I haven't paying attention to it. And we're down in this ridge where like, if he really wants to shoot me, he's going to have to get close enough that I'm probably going to hear him. It's kind of like a risk-reward play. Knowing that I know where the guy is going to have to come from, knowing that he's going to have to get usually close enough for me to hear him, and knowing that I'm kind of trying to pay attention to that ridge makes it so I can make that play and make it less risky. Because if he does push, I'm going to immediately cancel, change my angle so that he has to come at me more, or I'm going to fire on him. Just make it your wallpaper, Viss. You're addicted at this point. The game's fun, bro. The game's fun. But it's even more fun learning a new game and trying to help people get better at it. Out for today. I'll be back tomorrow. See you guys then, all right? Later.